Hello everyone. I'm here on Saturday, my beautiful classroom, my happy place, and I would like to invite you to embark with me on somewhat of a guitar adventure, a Grand Fretboard Experiment, if you will. This is the first part of a series. We're not going to get into the nitty-gritty with this first video. I'm going to give you an overview as to what it is I'm proposing, why I'm proposing it, and I'm going to ask you to join with me. So I want to start off by just talking about what could be the Holy Grail of not just guitar playing, but just kind of musicianship in general. I'm sure if somebody that played a clarinet tried to tackle this same problem, I think it would be equally important that they do. So this isn't just for guitarists, but this is going to be catered to guitar. So the Holy Grail really seems to be being able to not only create music on the spot, but create meaningful music on the spot. And you know, it's really very, very, very difficult to do that. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of playing. You got to already play a lot of songs, but it seems like one of those things that just might be too good to be true for a lot of people. Now, I'm a classical guitarist, and I have a pretty dang good working knowledge of music theory, all the way to the point where I've written a music theory book that's been read by thousands and thousands of people around the world. So I'm not unversed. Now, the hard part for me as a player is not just knowing these concepts, but having an ongoing awareness while I'm playing. Now, if I'm playing a classical guitar piece, chances are I'm reading it off the page, and I don't really, like, a good amount of awareness it's good to have, and while you're reading, it's good to be able to know which chords are which just based off of the notes that are in them. But it's not as heavily necessary when you're improvising. And I would like to improvise at the highest level that I possibly can. That is the purpose of this journey. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking, this is going to be a very long series. I'm going to be taking a lot of the methods that are out there currently for memorizing and knowing the fretboard, and I'm going to be mixing them with actual music theory, so that you're not just getting this stupid, ridiculous master the fretboard in 35 days, and if you don't do it this way, then you're never going to master it type of deal. This is going to be a lot of work. It's going to borrow from many sources, and by no means is this the only way to get to this point. I'm going to be creating a system that introduces it, but most importantly, in this series, I'm going to be walking you through exercises daily, or when I upload these videos. So after the video, I'm going to spend a number of minutes just drilling this stuff live on camera. I'm going to be doing it kind of out loud with my voice so that you can grab your guitar and join me. Now, the biggest part about this is going to be some of the methods I would like to incorporate into memorizing these shapes, these scales, these patterns, and being able to incorporate them into real solid, knowledge of music theory. And the biggest one that I would like to use is the idea of association. So I saw a TED Talks one time where a guy, he wanted to improve his memory, which, I don't know how you can actually improve your ability to have memory, but he seems to have been able to improve his ability to use his memory, and he did it in a really very kind of funny way. What he did was he actually imagined kind of ridiculous scenarios involving the thing that he had memorized. So if you meet somebody and their name is Larry, then the moment he hears the name Larry, he imagines like a unicorn lounging on a couch in a Speedo saying the name Larry. And he remembers Larry because it's just so weird. And he's associated it with something different. So what I would like to do is kind of take a color and shapes approach. So I want to be able to take any of these shapes on the guitar and break them down into small, colorful shapes, quite literally, and learn which ones permeate all of the larger shapes, so that through mental association you're going to be able to build large, very complex chords and scales, and have something so that you can quickly reference what it is you're about to do because you've associated it with a color and a shape. Now this is new territory, right? This is not going to be some 50-page book with just diagrams that make you feel frozen in the headlights. This is going to be one step at a time, and we're going to make sure that each step of the way we take time to actually practice and drill what we're doing. Now on my website I will also have downloadable material so that you can, have a quiz to take on the bus, or have a quiz just to do in your own downtime so that you can continue your visualization and your memorization. This is going to be very one step at a time, and I imagine this entire project is probably going to last a couple years. So please join me with the Grand Fretboard Experiment. The next video, which is coming up tomorrow or the next day, we're going to just kind of lay the most basic foundation, looking at just our musical alphabet. I'm going to assume everybody's starting at square 0. And we're going to be taking a look at our musical alphabet, how it's laid out on the fretboard, and just the most basic shapes that are used to outline bigger things. And we're going to spend probably the next 5 videos drilling those and learning them in a few different contexts before we move on to a new subject at all. So please, when you undergo this with me, know that I am taking this from square 0 as far as I can possibly take it. Now, in addition, I'm going to be releasing other smaller series where I'm going to be taking popular songs that already exist and taking those apart and showing you just the foundational building blocks of those pieces, and then we're going to have a little bit of fun with them and change them around and transpose them and all of that, because it's really helpful to be able to look at other people's music, take it apart, put it back together in a different context, take it apart again, and have fun with it. So not only am I going to learn a heck of a lot, so are you. So welcome to this series. That was a little bit long-winded. The next video is going to be 100% fretboard content. So have your guitar with you and be ready to practice with me. Thank you for joining me. Of course, do not forget to subscribe by clicking this button right here. Or actually, this one. Give myself a little bit more room. What are you thinking, Ross? And you can also bookmark the playlist that this is going to be on with this right here. I always point the wrong ways. I'm looking the wrong direction of the camera. Happy practice. Definitely do not forget to subscribe and like this video.